Good day, everyone. Welcome to 12 Memory Lane. It's me, the Goat Detective. I hope you're
The
doing
biggest flaw of the human mind is that we can't quite unlearn what we know. Whatever happens in our life, our past always follows us like a shadow. The only thing we can do is let it burn and hope to live long enough to forget.
well. Alrighty. Burning something. Stories of the residents of 12 Memory Lane. Do not. Well, we were just destroying it. Come on, mate. If you're reading these words, it means you've managed to find my memoirs. My name is Henry, and this is my home. I used to live here with my family, but lately I have only my memories to keep me company. Recently, my home seems to have turned against me. Illusions torment me without respite. I can no longer trust what surrounds me. I wrote this journal in case I, too, were to disappear. I use it to gather what I can still be certain of. I rely on notes to separate reality from illusion, but too many doubts remain unsolved. If you finish the work, you should be able to trace it back to me. I'm Henry Villemain. I wrote this notebook on the 27th of January 2007. Okay, I wonder what year it is now. Tab. Alrighty. Villemain and Sons. Melford and Sons. Or Harrington and Sons. Well, we're Villemain. We just found that out. And he wrote it in 2007, so... it's 2009. Not too far after. There we go. Time is running. You are my only hope. Follow the instructions on my notebook to find me. So we're gonna find Henry. He's missing or something like that. We're gonna use this notebook to find him. Oh, there we go. Tab. I need to remember tab.
What we build is what will remain of us. Respecting my name and its legacy has always been my greatest duty. I have devoted my entire life to it, despite the sacrifices I've had to make to achieve it.
Or maybe we're playing as Henry, if it says Army Brothers here. Their house. Have you already... Oh, no, there we go. I came across this building of the two of us as children. Even as children, my brother and I always shared a deep passion for architecture. No matter how often our father would say a beautiful building is drawn symmetrical and without curves, we kept dreaming of whimsical castles and fantastical skyscrapers. When he left us, his will entrusted us with his company. Fred wanted to pursue his childhood dream and kept pushing his wild ideas on me. As for me, I wanted to honor our father's wishes to preserve his work. I had grown. Decided to settle things by having us each respond to a public tender separately. My proposal won by a landslide. A few months later, Fred gave up architecture for good. Architecture is written but with a capital letter there, which is unusual. Do not use their fireplace. Well, what we were just doing there? This guy's breaking all the rules. Finances, bank accounts, clients' records. What else are we keeping in this property? Oh
These
my
numbers
God.
don't look very promising.
Yeah.
What happened to the company?
Look at that, lots of losses. Expenses went up. Operating profit went way down. Yeah, we should really get out of the architecture business if that's what we're doing. What else? Nothing. Okay.
The dust on this coat. It must have stayed untouched for years.
Okay, we can't really see the details as to, like, if there's a company logo on that or something like that. Okay. I wonder what's... It looks like he was kind of designing some kind of stately building, like a government building or something like that. Same over here. That, like, curved windows.
An unfinished model.
And we know that he didn't like curves. So this would be his... is this non-curvature? I mean, it's got curved windows. What about this one? I mean, that one's got curved windows as well. So it's out of these three. But definitely not this one. Okay. Anything on? No, okay. Well, let's just come back to this for now. Tab. No. Close. F. There we go. Alrighty. I reckon it must be the architect, because on the in the journal it had architect in capitals, and you wouldn't do that unless it was like the name of a book or a company or something like that. And I think that just judging by the information over here on this whiteboard, that's most likely a city hall that he was designing over here. Yeah, that looks most like the blueprints over here. Could be a bank. Was that one of the options? Yeah, but the bank looks really nothing like that. Or is that because they are more of a, you know. And here I reckon, I'm unsure, but let's try this. Let's see what it gives us. Yeah, so he didn't want a castle like Henry drew. I've been alone for several years. Florence, our housekeeper, has been coming multiple times a week since my teenage years. She was my oldest friend, always close to the family, but I ended up letting her go. One morning I went down to my office and found my grandfather clock mysteriously broken. Seeing my grandpa's heirloom in that state filled me with rage. I thought Florence would value this house's history more than anyone else. She argued that she wasn't working at the time of the incident, but I didn't want to hear it. Looking back at the clock a few days later, I realized she was telling the truth. I wrote her a letter, but I don't think I ever sent it. Alrighty, well, let's have a look. So we know that the clock was broken. So let's put that one. So it's missing a hand. It's 11:15. We probably need to know
envelope
that.
has no stamp. The letter was never sent.
Okay. So we know it was a Florence. There's a Kate and a Kate. So it's this one. And I hope to see you back on Tuesday. So we know that she worked on Tuesdays at least. Alrighty. I imagine just the highlighted stuff is important. So this one doesn't have it coming in on Thursdays. This one does have it coming in on Thursdays, and this only has it coming one day. So it must be this one. Let's just have a look. Used to hunt on weekends. And I'll have a read. Dear Florence, I'd like to apologize for my behavior regarding the incident. I do feel it's important to point out the recent decline in the quality of your cleaning. It may help you better understand my irritation. I hope to see you back on Tuesday in good spirits and ready to address this lapse in attention, Henry. What a dick. What an absolute dick. No wonder she left him. I know that he fired her, but still. I wouldn't want to come back if I were her. Wait. If not her, then who could have broken the clock? I started to think the house was haunted. One other things began to disappear and come back somewhere else, to break without any explanation. I thought it was all in an elaborate setup, but I began to realize it wasn't coming from the house. Just like you, I started finding clues hidden around the house, strange sticky notes in my own handwriting, urging me to solve incomprehensible puzzles. I then come across other notebooks like this one, describing my life with terrifying precision. I've done a bit of digging, and I'm finally starting to understand. There's no way to protect this family heritage with my own memory as an enemy. I need to find my wife and children quickly. Do they know about what's eating away at me? If you're reading this notebook for the first time, check one box. Wow. He even couldn't start checking the boxes at the end. It looks like he was missing them. Or putting in, like, you know, ticks rather than crosses. Le Demence. I can't read French, but looks like he had a melody, a condition, changement in the humor, or disorientation, confusion, and fatigue. Effacement of the personality. Alrighty. I won't try and pronounce it. Les symptômes. That's probably as best I can do. Sorry if you're actually French and watching this. Yeah, I don't mean to offend. But it sounds like he's got dementia.
I swear I saw this door open just moments ago.
I don't remember seeing it open, but I'm less observant than Henry, of course. Me? Brother? So this is his family? But it seems like he's confused about actually who he is.
Hey Henry, it's Fred. I don't know what time it is back home, but I was calling because Florence told me that you fired her. She said that you were acting paranoid. I wasn't there, so I don't want to get involved. Anyway, look, how's it going over there? How's retired life treating you? Nah, no more work. No more living up to Dad. Maybe you'll end up enjoying yourself for once. I mean, did you ever even like architecture? I miss us building things together, though, like when we were kids. That's why I stuck with architecture in the first place, you know? I feel like our father's death drove a wedge between us, but we didn't have to let it. I was even thinking of inviting you out here to meet, but after what happened last Christmas, I don't know anymore. Anyways, I hope you're doing okay. See you soon, maybe.
What happened last Christmas? Fred sounds really nice. It seems like he contradicted our own journal, because it does sound like he's stuck with architecture, even though in the journal it sounds like he didn't.
Last time I saw everyone was on Christmas Eve. The living room hasn't changed since then. I told Florence not to touch anything. My memories may betray me, but one thing is certain. That night I said something I shouldn't have said, and everyone left.
Okay. So we said something that we shouldn't have said on Christmas Day last time, and people left. Fred sent the photos from Peru. He's in Peru. Okay. So read. The last time I saw everyone was on Christmas Eve. The living room hasn't changed since then. I told Florence not to touch anything. My memories may betray me, but one thing is certain. That night I said something I shouldn't have said and everyone left. My family and I have an odd tradition. Whenever life took us, we made sure everyone came home for Christmas Eve. We hadn't kept that tradition in the past few years, but that night everyone came. As always, Fred was late. I was surprised to see Charles show up. He found his way down the mountain after all. His apology postcard got there before him. We laughed when it came through the mail. I teased him again about when he'd introduce someone special to us. He just took a sip of wine and changed the subject. Got a family tree here. Okay. It looks like Charles has either a sister, I suppose it's a sister. Could be a partner though, in the family tree there. Or a brother, I should say, a sibling. So he lives by mountains. That's what it said. Got a good old Windows 98. This was my first computer growing up. Had some good times on that. Good time. Let's have a look at this. So we know that was it Charles? Charles and Elaine and Charles and Lucy though. We can probably cross out this one. Because we know Henry's us, so it wouldn't be Henry's child. Let me have a little look at the... Hey Dad, I'm sorry, but it'll be tricky for me to come over for Christmas this year. Send love to my nephew, Charles. Alright, so there's Charles. So it's Charles and... Oh yeah, we don't know yet. Did we see anything in here? Okay, it can't be Elaine because Elaine is Henry's wife. Alright. There we go. What's this one? I don't know. What would tell us even that? I'll have a look around, I guess. Was that 2 years ago or 3? Dear Santa, thank you for the present. I haven't seen you in so many years. Can you say hi next to me? Next time you come, I miss you, Tom. So maybe it was a child, a boy, rather than a girl.
The tree is still there. It's been more than
well,
a year
we know that
since
because
Christmas Day.
Because of nephew, right? I remember the snow. She still made you at Christmas. Was it my fault? It sounds like it was your fault, mate. Leave the lights on. It feels warmer that way. I didn't mean it. He really wants to forget whatever happened on Christmas Day. And I mean, it doesn't sound like he does remember because...
I remember posing for this picture, right here in this room. Elaine painted it, but true to form, she didn't include herself.
Okay, so she's not in it. And we know it's a young boy. So it's not this one. We can invalidate that one. It's not this one. It could be this one or this one. I don't think there were two children though, so it must be this one. Because if we look at the family tree, there's just one, yeah. Okay. There's a TV there. Okay, so in their photo, they're sitting on a couch next to a TV. So the couch must be here. If there's a TV here. And there's this, what keeps on... What's it?
I think Elaine knit these. She forgot to make one for herself.
So these, oh yeah, it's the stairs. That scared me. I was so like, what's disappearing? Was I playing alone again? The sword just changed into a, now it's a, I don't know what's happening. But the couch is to the right. That's something I do know in this world. Even though the evening started smoothly, I remember the quiet tension beneath the laughter. It felt like the weight of unspoken things hung in the air, settling into an empty seat. Why didn't we get together for 6 years? As usual, we wanted to get the presents out of the way early, so we let little Tommy open his. He was overexcited and tore everything open in seconds before running off to play under the pool table. As Tom was playing with his new toy, I got hit on the head. At that moment, I was sitting at my desk having a difficult conversation with Charles. I knew I should have closed the door. I wasn't hurt, but I wanted to teach Tom a lesson. I put on a bandage and took him with me to the doctor, just to scare him a little. But the doctor's diagnosis took an unexpected turn. That's how I found out I was ill. Alrighty, so what we know from that... I just want to have a look at the TV.
We used to huddle together in front of the television and watch family videos.
Family Guy. Lucy's School Play. Okay. The blue VHS for family videos. Okay. She said I watched too much. Maybe she was right. Maybe that's why you've got dementia. No. No. Wouldn't be. I don't know. What causes dementia? I don't think that science has figured that one out yet, is it? I feel like it must be some neurodegeneration stuff. But, so what we know is that Tom was hiding underneath the pool table. He managed to hit the dad, Henry from the table. So if they're having a meeting, he must have been sitting here, right? So there's no way that he could have hit him from underneath the table here. Unless, what's this? Mr. Villamain, no, it's definitely not asthma, not blood pressure, so it must be, oh, what was this one? Mr. Villamain, your cognitive screenings suggest mild impairment, possibly early stage Alzheimer's. This isn't a diagnosis yet, but I strongly recommend a neurologist follow-up. Please also inform a close family member and consider bringing them next time. Dr. Hartwell. Yeah, it was definitely Alzheimer's. That makes sense because he's currently forgetting things. What's this one? Ah, okay. So this is where we can put the door on the right, because that's where he would have gotten hit by. Through here. So the kid could have come and charging at him. If he came around here, it would have hit his Charles instead, right? Okay. Yeah, probably a bow and arrow, right? If he was just hiding under here. And they managed to get him from there. It doesn't say that he charged him or anything like that, so I don't think it was a saber. And he wanted to be... Ah, this one's cute. Oh, they all say the same thing, alrighty. Let's say he wanted to be a Native American there. Oh. I wonder if I even got to show the diagnosis to my family. Do they know I'm sick? Probably not. It sounds like you're a bit of an asshole to them prior to you saying whatever you said on Christmas Eve, so you might want to let them know they've got Alzheimer's now. Right before dinner, a little miracle happened to ease the tension a bit. A few years earlier, when the kids started working, someone in the family insisted we get a pet. I eventually gave in. That thing truly hated us, and we all hated it right back. Wouldn't let anyone touch it or even come near. A few weeks before Christmas, the pet managed to escape from the yard. I didn't understand why, but everyone suddenly got very worried. The kids put up missing posters, but the animal's name was too embarrassing to write on them. Maybe he could caught the smell of dinner or heard our voices, but miraculously he slipped in through the front door as if nothing had happened. Okay, was it a snake, a rabbit? It sounds like a dog. A dog based on just that description there. So let's have a look. What? Oh, hello. Yeah, come in. I'm here. Who is it? Well, there definitely was a pet door, right? So no letterbox or no people. I'll have a look. Slipped in through the front door, right. Okay, well we've got letters down here, so it probably is the yeah, the letterbox is opposed to the people. Okay. We have processed the request submitted by Mr. Charlie Villamain regarding the transfer of ownership for the insured cat registered under your name. As of today, our records reflect Mr. Charlie Villamain as the new policyholder. Thank you for your trust. Mr. Villamain, I've decided to let you know that Rocket is pregnant. All initial indicators suggest good overall health. Recommend a follow-up appointment in 2 weeks for a checkout. With warm regards, Dr. Lyle Kim, or Dr. Mr. Villamain, please find and enclose the deed for companion plot A17, which now haunts your beloved bulldog. Encloses your maintenance agreement covering weekly care and seasonal floral placement for the first year with deepest infamy, Mara Clawlers. Okay, so out of those, Rocket is not the name because it was an embarrassing name, right? Rocket's not really an embarrassing name for a dog. Like, I understand the implication, but like, you would call a dog that, right? And this one has no name on the poster, so this one might be the pair. Okay. So that one has got a name. That one has not got a name. And this one has got a name. So we can immediately cross out both of these ones. So it's either this dog or this cat. Let's put down the dog for now because that's what I said earlier, right? What names do we have? Well, this one's crossed out. I reckon it can't be Rocket. Can it be Barack Obama? I don't think that's an embarrassing enough name, to be honest. Let's cross that one out. Is Satan an embarrassing name? I suppose that there's something like, if this looks like it took place in the 90s, I think that you probably wouldn't want to have a cat called Satan in the 90s, right?
Knowing how rowdy Tom can get, it's a miracle this vase was never knocked over.
And the reason I think it was in the 90s is because the computer's 98, the phone there, maybe very early 2000s. It does seem like the internet was invented, sorry for the cough by the way, based on the fact that the computer over here says loading, right? The computers did take a while to load. So let's have a look. Cat tree, rabbit cage. Well, it's definitely not a rabbit cage. It's either a cat or a dog. So let's cross out both of those. I want to say doghouse because I think that though looking at this, the fact that the paw prints are there, it might be a cat over a dog. But let's put, well, the thing is that we've got these two names here. Ensure cat and a blue bulldog, but that one's not a bulldog, right? So it must be the cat, it must be the cat. Alright, let's go change it to the cat. Because this isn't a bulldog, this is a golden lab. So let's put the cat, let's change this to the cat tree. Let's change this to this one and let's validate that. Alrighty. Tom was bouncing with joy and the kids were thrilled. It was like a family member had come back. And here I was thinking nobody liked that cat. Dinner got off to a good start. Everyone took their seats around the table and we began sharing stories about our best moments together. I think just based on that, you know, like he saw the family a different way than the family saw each other. It sounds like he didn't know what everyone else was thinking and he saw things in a different way. Like it sounds like he saw this cat as like a freeloader or, you know, good for nothing or something like that. Whereas the family all saw the cat as like a good thing, yeah. Anyway, Elaine brought out the dessert and the mood turned a little more somber as we talked about past Christmases. Ooh. The kids looked at me like I was a criminal. I only spoke the obvious. No one here could pretend that things would end well, or that we could help any longer. I protested, but they wouldn't listen. Fred even slammed his fist on the table. I said once more, this house has no place for strays. I don't understand how every thing spirals out of control so quickly. So it sounds like there was something or someone living here that was getting help. And that Henry thought that they couldn't help any longer. So maybe that was the cat or something else. But I don't know whether everyone would react that badly if it was a cat, but you know, I would, so maybe. Everyone fell silent. Charles stood up and left the house first. Without a word, Lucy followed him, pulling Tom by the hand all the way to her car, despite his protests and confusion. Fred grumbled something about catching a train and disappeared at dawn. He's been travelling more and more ever since Asia, the Middle East, Africa, anything to get as far away from home as possible. Lucy went back to competing. I saw her face on the cover of a magazine, her face hidden behind the mask. Elaine stayed for a few days, locked away in her studio, painting strange pieces, even by her standards. After a week, Lucy came to get her, and they left without saying goodbye. Since that day, every time I head upstairs to my room, I walk beside the altars of my missing family members. That's sad, isn't it? Let's have a look. Here's this. Ooh. That's creepy. Where's it coming from? Toilet? No, this way. Oh. I wonder what's in here. Wonder what was causing that humming. Okay, so who is this? This is Frederick. Okay. Well, Frederick. Do we know much about Frederick? I can't remember. We know it was not the fencer. And it wasn't the souvenirs, right? Let's have a look. Fred Grimm or something. He's been traveling more, so it was the souvenirs. All right. Ignore me. Who is this? Charles. Charles. We know that Elaine had the painting hills. We know that Kate had the fencing gear, and Fred had the souvenir. So it must be the plants that we just get by process of elimination. This was Lucy's fencing gear, and finally Elaine's plants, painting tool. Sorry, because she was the artist. She painted that, for example. I said if paints are going weirder and weirder. Let me just have a look at something before I even do that one. So the diary says I walk beside the oldest of my missing family members, but where's his room? Is it this room? Or is it over here? Let's have a look. This is Charles's room. Whose room is this? Henry.
This used to be my parents' bedroom. After they died and my brother left, Elaine and I made it ours.
So if that's his room, then he'll have to, because he goes past them, so the stairs must be on the right. I just said what I was thinking. How did it come to this? With everyone gone, the only person I saw was Florence until I eventually let her go. Then my memories began to fade. I still can't believe everybody walked away over a few words. I don't even remember why I said them. This house has no place for strays. Who was the stray? Why did everyone leave? And how is it that no one ever tried to reach out to me again? What really happened? I think it can't have been the cat, if no one has tried to reach out to him again. I need to find the final piece of the puzzle before I forget again, before I disappear. I've always been the one to uphold the legacy of our family. Ever since my father passed, I've done everything I could to live up to that responsibility. I guess I failed. I guess you did. And going back just a little, that's where the pages were ripped out at the beginning of the game, right? So we've missed a little bit of context there around like what exactly happened on Christmas Eve. Who did he shun? What happened?
Elaine used to leave her workshop door open so I could hear her play. Unfortunately, my office was too far away for me to hear properly.
Yeah, I mean, it was all the way down there, so... even with a guitar, yeah, you wouldn't hear it unless it had like an amp. But amps that doesn't look like we're... Well, they would have been invented, I mean. Oh, well, there's one there. But, yeah, maybe she could have blasted it a lot hard enough for you to hear. She might have got deaf, but, you know.
Elaine could go days with paint on her hands. Not exactly what I'd call refined, but she didn't seem to mind.
Henry, I couldn't have done this without you. I hope to be back next year. Maybe then I'll take home first prize. So she didn't win first prize. She got second. Or third.
This record player might just be the best present I ever bought her.
Harvest next or near. Disc rotator. I'm amazed that now he remembers the name for a record player. Anyway, what am I looking for in here? Bunch of art. What's this? My son's drawing. So he's got all these memories. The house is full of memories, but he's lost himself in them. Let's have a look as to what we're actually... Oh my god, a piano just appeared. Yeah, what's this? Okay, there's a picture of Elaine. Maybe I need to go back down to my office. Yeah, I can't really see anything in here. So this place just opened, so you'd think it would have the next step, right? But yeah, let's go back down. Or this way. We'll just have a little bit of an explore, why don't we? Almost good. Oh my god. Got the tiger here. Thought his bedroom. So this is... The house is a non-Euclidean. We're upstairs and now we're downstairs. We didn't go down any stairs, did we? No. Let's go back to my office for a second. I don't see anything here. I probably haven't seen it out of the corner of my eye. I just haven't noticed it. Let's go this way, shall we? Oh, what's this?
I remember asking Florence not to go into the dining room.
Okay. But do we need to go into the dining room? That's the question. I wonder what's this way. Will this now take me... Right, now I'm back upstairs. Okay. So yeah, the house is very non-Euclidean. Everything just loops. I got some cheese here.
Charles and I were always very competitive. He never beat me in chess.
So Charles was your son?
Fred has been living abroad for decades. I bet his room is still packed with all his old stuff.
I mean, your Charles never gonna let you learn if you just keep on beating him in chess. You need to let him, you know, get someone.
Hey, Dad. It's Charles. I was calling today because, well, I'm getting married. Technically, it's a civil union, but for all intents and purposes, yeah. I don't think you'd want to come, so I won't ask, but I thought you'd want to know. I still remember what you told us that night. This house has no place for strays. That hurts. Yeah, that hurt. I didn't blame you for what happened. I mean, I feel like we were all partially responsible, but that just felt like you still didn't look back at your own failings. And I thought about it. This house has no place for strays, and well, I agree. So I decided to build a house that does that. And look, if you really want a seat at the table, you can, but you'd have to make amends with a lot of people before that. Anyways, take care of yourself, I guess.
Well, okay. We really fucked up if our son won't even invite him to his wedding. That is rare bad. Oh, okay.
Elaine has always had a world of her own, both in painting and in music. I admire her talent, but sometimes she needs help staying grounded. I believe she worked on an important piece, but I can no longer remember what it was about.
You can't tell your own wife that she needs to be grounded, Matt. And yeah, like, the fact that your son is not even inviting you to his own wedding, you really fucked up. Maybe, like, it sounds like, the son doesn't trust him to be at the wedding if he says this house is no place for strays. Um, because he's building a house that does. Also, it sounds like his son might be gay if they're having a civil union. So maybe the son thinks that Henry won't be able to behave himself if, you know, going to this wedding. So Henry just is a dick. He's really just a dick. Elaine has always had a world of her own, both in painting and in music. I admire her talent, but sometimes she needs help staying grounded. I believe she has worked on an important piece, but I can no longer remember what it was about. I keep thinking back to the first time I met her. Her parents had hired my internship supervisor to redesign their house. She was painting, and I finally mustered the courage to ask her about her work. I watched her paint for hours. She always drew inspiration from objects she found around the house, transforming each one into a unique painting. To her, everything had a hidden existence that she could set free. Henry's quite a good artist himself, who drew that photo of Elaine there. But, yeah. Did he say? He always drew inspiration from other objects she found around the house. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we've got a vase. Got a lamp.
Elaine enjoyed making her paintings.
Okay, so this lamp can be both a lamp or a candle. So if we find a picture with either one of those, we know what one's correct. Let's have a look here. So we've either got a clock or a vase. Same with that lamp. If we find one with it in, we know which one's correct. So this nap time scene has a photo of that clock, right? So that must be correct. Let's put that one in. Alrighty. This one has a lamp. Yeah, so let's do the burrow and put the lamp in place. I mean, it's not the same, but it's similar enough, I guess. What else have we got here? We got a bunch of horses and a cat. So maybe some animals, a music box, jewelry box, or a favorite book. Well, have we seen either one of those in a painting? Let's have a look back here again. I can't see a jewelry box or a book. Well, I mean, there's that scroll there, but it's not a jewelry box or a book in this one. So it must be this one. Let's have a look around and see if we can find anything else with a jewelry box or a book in. Ah, this one. Okay. Well, this one's got that vase in it, right?
I'm mixing up all of her paintings. I don't know.
And that
which
one's got
I've
a
seen before.
candle in it with matches, and they're all dancing around. Yeah, okay, on a matchbook. I'm a little bit, because if this one would make more sense, right? But this one just has nothing in the room at all, I don't think. So it must be this one. And this one must be this one. What's the step? Any other hints? Surrealist? Maybe she was a bit of a surrealist, that might help. This one, so this one must be this one, the painting of the dinner. This one must be the flower in that case. This is just all based off the fact that that one, the other painting here, does not seem to have anything in the room in it. Like, otherwise I would have no idea. Yeah, so this must be painting of a dinner, and then this one must be the chimera, I guess. But I don't know really what She's getting off for Chimera. What we got missing? One. So we need to find... It's the lamp? Oh no, we've labelled that one. What else do we need to label? Anything out here? Let me know if you can see it before I can. It seems to be... Oh, the music box, right, of course. I've even looked at it before. I still really don't know. Let's have a look at the painting, see what we've got. Well, that one's got a stack of a newspaper in it. I mean, I just don't see that box anywhere. What does this one have in it? Well, this one's got a bunch of books in there. So it might be there. Or it might be the book here. Let's try the book. Did I put the book in? No. Oh, okay. That was just a complete guess. Let me know if you figured out why that one was the book, because yeah, I just didn't. My friends were fascinated by her paintings. I couldn't take my eyes off the painter. The next day I invited her to dinner. When Elaine moved into the house, I remembered she insisted that the tea room be turned into her studio. I didn't understand why she was so determined to set up things here, but I agreed to hire movers to do everything. To make some space, I asked her to sort through the bigger furniture. It was impossible to keep the piano and the easel. Instead of taking the furniture apart, these amateurs dragged a piece from the hallway all the way to the platform, leaving marks in the floor and my grandmother's carpet. There's some straight lines there on the carpet. Okay. So let's go have a look at the carpet now. That looks like the marks.
Poor carpet. I remember spending hours trying to clean it, but it didn't work.
Or this one. But it's definitely not this one, and it's definitely not this one. So it's like 2 in a line, and then a 1, and a very faded one. Let's have a look. But not that one. More that one, I think. Yeah, let's double check. Alrighty, then what would have caused this markings? Does the easel have wheels? Yes, maybe. I mean, this could be wheels or feet. Either way, I don't think that it looks more like wheels, right? Either way, I don't think that it's too wide. And no, it's feet. Okay. Well, let's change that to the piano then. Does the piano have wheels? Yes. Okay, sweet. Let's put this one here. There's a double door. I mean, it would have to be a double door, right? Yeah, to be able to get the piano in. So, if they didn't want to take the piano apart. I spent my evening calling them to get a refund for the damage they caused to my family heirloom. It's just a rug, mate. You can buy a new one. I remember getting in a fight with her after she entered a local art contest. I thought we had agreed she'd put her passions aside to focus on raising the kids. I was surprised to learn she had taken up painting again, but decided to be the bigger man and attend the ceremony. I mean, that's a dick. He's such a dick. The fact, like, he sees art as her passion rather than like a actual job. And I mean, he does architecture. I suppose, like, that's just art. As art, you're designing buildings. It's more of a job, I guess, but you know, art's a job. Support your local artists, everyone. Get some commissions in right now. Alrighty. After getting out of that ambush, we went across the street to eat at the Red Lion. Okay, so we know it was across from the Red Lion, so it's either the town hall or the museum. The atmosphere was good even though she hadn't won first place. Jokingly, I pointed out that she forgot to mention her husband in her thank you speech. Alright, so we know that she didn't mention the husband in the thank you speech, so let's go there first. What a pleasure it's taken in the 20th Visual Arts Biennial. I've missed the stage so much. Okay, this one mentions Henry, so we know it's not that one. Thanks so good much. So it speaks of my recent struggle to stay true to all parts of myself. Deeply grateful to Kate for her unwavering support through these difficult years. So you're the one who pulled me back onto the stage today. I also like to thank my husband Henry, but that one's crossed out. What about this one? Henry, I couldn't have done this without you, so it must be this one. We know it's a jury. So it probably... Okay, so both of those are jury. And the other one was like the Visual Arts Biennial. To you, Henry, I dedicate neither esteem or gratitude. You're the reason for my repeated absences at this competition. And we know that she didn't get first prize, so this one's definitely wrong. But it wasn't the annual. Okay. I'll have a look at that one in a minute. We don't know really what she got.
I remember that exhibition.
Okay, so we know it might have been at the town hall. It wasn't here. Right? I don't know where that is. Where is it? Walpole. Probably at the shopping mall. No, that's the shopping mall. At Walpole Middle. Must be the middle school. Right. This one's at the town hall stage, and this one is at the Museum of Modern Art. And both of those are kind of across the road from the red line, but the museum's closer. So what does this one say? Award ceremony on Saturday at 8 PM. A 3 winners podium. What does this one say? You must visit this realist exhibition. Big winner at Saturday evening at 8 at the town hall stage. Okay. But that one doesn't say that there's 3 winners, it just says that there's 1. So it's more likely this one, but I won't put it in yet. And that one's 2 days as well. Did he put it in this thing? So it sounds like it was just 1 day. But she didn't win first prize, right? So that one might be correct. Well, that's her, right? That's Elaine. So we know that that's not it. We know that's not it. So it must be this one. And that one looks more like must be the museum, I think. Whew. I didn't understand why she got angry, because she didn't respect her. Well, those passions have always worried me. That's why. Look, you understand it. And I often make sure she put family before any other pastime. Luckily, she seems to have calmed down in recent years. That's because she knows she can't get away with you. When she started winning more and more contests, I was thrilled to know that her efforts would finally bring something real into her life. My investigation is getting stranger and stranger. I keep seeing a name appearing in the illusions, as if someone had been erased from the story. There we go. Kate. Is she the missing piece I need to find my family? The last painting she finished doesn't look like what she usually paints, and it makes me uneasy. If she always drew inspiration from furniture, then where does this golden cage come from? It's a cage that you're putting her in. That's what it is. You need to be held accountable. But we saw a room, right? This way. that wasn't in. No-
Hi, Henry. I'm calling to tell you we might come over with Lucy to pick up some of my stuff. I don't think it will take long. I didn't get to keep much when they moved in. Do we need to talk about what happened 2 years ago? Is there even something worth saving between us? I feel like I spent years painting and competing. And for what? To prove that it was worth it? That I wasn't wasting my time? I think that we've proven enough times that we don't understand each other. Of course, I wouldn't thank you when I won. Of course, I did it all alone. God, I don't even remember what type of person I wanted to be before we met. Listen, I'll let Lucy tell you when we come over. I don't think talking will bring any good.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, yeah, like as Elaine said in there, Henry was just not like he only started supporting her when he realized that like you could make money from the art. It wasn't like he wasn't being altruistic or anything like that. He just saw you as a success, really, like as something he could parade around. You did the right thing by leaving him, Elaine, even with the Alzheimer's, or the dementia. Henry's kind of a dick. He's kind of a dick. The lock room. Nothing to see here. Her name is everywhere. Every illusion bears her mark, and all the stories in the house led back to her. Why does this name haunt me like this? Everything I'm searching for seems to be in this room, the one facing my office. I started to understand the first time I stepped into her room. All those boxes and things left behind. Kate was my little sister. She was much younger than me, and we were never very close. Yet she lived with us in that room. She never really found her path. Unlike Fred or the kids, she never left the house and skipped town. As everyone grew up, she became harder and harder to live with. Everything blew up 6 years before our last Christmas. Her problems started becoming everyone's problems, and we all needed to have one good evening of peace. That evening she came home from work before anyone else, staring blankly, still smelling of tobacco and alcohol. I told her to leave. Mate, you can't do that on a Christmas. She's, like, supporting you. Another exhausting week. I'm really doing everything I can to find a job, but it's a real nightmare. Henry is still letting me stay at the house for free. I really don't deserve his help. I must be a burden to everyone here. That's how Henry did feel about you, Kate. You weren't right to feel a burden, though. Your family should support you. I tell him every day that I'm going to get back on track, but I keep on failing. I feel like I'm lying to him all the time. I don't know what I should do. Yeah, she definitely blamed herself. There was a car crash or nothing happened. I think that there was a car crash and she made... And is that why he said this house is no place for strays? I think that was because he kicked her out and then the car crash happened. He doesn't realise because he's got dementia, but he's the one that caused it. And so he's a dick. And his family keep on saying that, he's the one that's responsible. This Sunday evening around 6 p.m, a driver on the A140 motorway lost her life in a road accident and blocked traffic for several hours. This incident once again highlights the shortcomings of this aging motorway, where incidents have been increasing in recent months. Police are still conducting investigation to determine the cause of the tragedy. The victim's family has declined to comment. Let's have a look here. She would dress up as... Oh, because in the children, right? Over here. It said that Santa hasn't been around for several years, right? And so 6 years... Oh, I see. In so many years. So 6 years ago, was it? Right. Everything blew up 6 years before our last Christmas. It's still smelling of tobacco, and yeah, okay. I told her to leave. Then she had a car accident. So 6 years ago, she had the car accident. Well, 6 years before the last Christmas. And then 6 years later, he said, this house is no place for strays when they're talking about Kate. So he doesn't feel responsible for her death. He is like, and that might be because of the Alzheimer's, but still, mate, still, you don't say that about anyone whatsoever. Thank you all so much for this award. To be honest, I never expected to end up on the podium. I mainly wanted to support my best friend to discover a world. So thank you, Elaine, for your encouragement. It really meant a lot to be able to challenge myself alongside such a great artist like you. Thanks again for this wonderful experiment. I reckon that she supported Elaine's work for sure. She seems like the person that would do that. She couldn't. I mean, we know that she had alcohol in her breath because old mate said, right? So yeah, she must have kept on relapsing. And finally, yeah, she must have known about. Hey Kate, William and I wish you a happy holiday season. We'd really love to write you to spend the holidays with us up the mountain whenever you have some time, Charles. P.S. After all, it's thanks to you that we're together. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? And it's William and Charles. That's cute. Two prince names. And there they are, climbing up the mountain together. That's cute. I like that. One more thing to find. Oh, the mirror here. No, there were 3 of us, yeah. There was the 2 boys in here. What was it? Back here, right? And you ripped her out of the picture, and you can tell. Henry, Fred. There we go. Oh, so sad. I did what I should have done a long time ago. After all, this house has no more room for strays. No, you did not do what you should have done. You should have kept on supporting her. That night, I acted in everyone's best interest. The family's charity couldn't support her forever. She needed a wake-up call. But Kate never came back, and for 6 years we didn't celebrate Christmas. When we finally gathered out one last time, I let the story slip out, and I told everything, and then everyone left. You must already have understood who you are and what you have done. The truth is not a beautiful thing when it ends up destroying a family, and this matter will be better off disappearing forever. You who are reading these words, I regret having inflicted them upon you, but I'm counting on you to burn this notebook. You can spare the next person who reads it from this suffering. Do not answer the phone. Do not go out. Do not try to contact your family. You do not deserve to see them again. Make the right choice, Henry. So that's why we started the game, tearing out pages in the notebook, is that we've already made this decision. We've already made this decision like, what, 40, 50 times? Based on just the X's here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 maybe times. So let's just do the right thing, right? Let's talk to our family. Let's not go to the fireplace and burn and start the cycle again. Could we? We could. But let's try and find another way out of this, right? Let's, oh, there's a message. Ooh.
The biggest flaw of the human mind is that we can't quite unlearn what we know. Whatever happens in our life, our past always follows us like a shadow. The only thing we can do is let it burn and hope to live long enough to forget.
I think that the game thought that I wanted to burn the paper. But yeah, what an interesting game. I hope that you enjoyed watching that one. I think that you can agree with me that Henry is a real piece of work, and you know, he needs to really confront what he did and to talk to his family, because it's only going to get worse if he keeps on making himself forget by tearing out pieces of the paper. it's only going to get harder and harder for him to continue living with the guilt of what he did. It's only going to, unless he addresses it, you know? Anyway, thanks for everyone that worked on this game. It was really fun. Thanks to everyone that made all the textures. This is a free game, by the way, so I'd highly recommend playing it yourself. It didn't take me too long to beat, so it probably won't take you too long either. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.